Hi folks, and welcome back to another Basic Foodie UK video. Today we're looking at savoury bakes from Greggs, but not from a Greggs Bakers. I picked these up from Iceland. As far as I could tell, they sell pretty much the entire lineup of savoury bakes, but as tempted as I was, I limited myself to my two favourites, the sausage rolls and the steak bakes. They both cost £2.50 each. You get 2 steak bakes per pack, or 4 sausage rolls. Iceland did sell an 8-pack for £4.50 if you wanted to bulk up on them. Annoyingly, if I had an Iceland bonus card, I could have picked up the sausage rolls for £2, but alas I haven't got that card yet.
I'm really curious of these. I obviously want to compare them to the ones that you get from the Greggs bakery directly, but I'm more interested to know if these are actually exactly the same ones that they use in the bakery. I want to know if they change up the recipe a little bit, whether the ones that you get at home are not going to be quite the same as the ones you get in store, or as I said, these are exactly the same as the ones that the Greggs bakery use. Instead of going off to their bakery, they get packaged up in a box and popped into the supermarket. But before any of that, let's get these out. Okay. Aha! So nice and neatly presented. I'm fairly confident Greggs get these in frozen as well before they cook them, but I wouldn't be able to tell you if they look exactly the same. So here they are in all their glory. Again, I wouldn't know if these look exactly the same as the ones Greggs get before they cook them, but they're nice and uniform. Also seems like they've been given an egg wash as well. Now let's take a look at the steak bakes. Let's get it open. There we go. So much the same as the sausage rolls. They come in this plastic container. Not sure if that's strictly necessary. The plastic police might have a thing or two to say about that. But nevertheless, again, nice and uniform. And it looks like it's had some sort of egg wash put on the top as well, which is nice. So the cooking times are slightly different on these. They both want to be cooked at 200 degrees fan. However, the steak bakes take 29 minutes and the sausage rolls 25 minutes. So I'm going to get them both cooked and I'll be back with you after. So here they are all cooked. The observant amongst you might notice a slight issue. I have absolutely no idea how it happened, but it looks like we've got a bit of an explosion on the steak bake. I'm assuming it's something that I did, so to give this thing a fair chance, and just to make sure it doesn't happen again, I'm going to cook the second steak bake separately, just to be 100%. But a little bit annoying that.
So I'm just going to pause the video real quick just to go over the differences between the Greggs products you'll find in Iceland compared to Greggs themselves. I couldn't find any ingredients lists on the Greggs website, however I did find the nutritional information, so I've created this table to compare the sausage roll and the steak bake like for like. As it turns out, it looks as though they are pretty much identical to one another. The only difference I can see is the energy in kilojoules value. For some reason it's slightly higher on both the sausage rolls and the steak bake from Greggs Direct. I'm not sure if there's something wrong with the data potentially, but every other metric is like for like, including weight, calories, fat, salt, etc. So I think we can be confident that they are the same products. As always, do pause the video if you'd like to take a closer look.
Well, that's much better. I can only guess that I upset the last one when I put in the sausage rolls, because this one's absolutely fine. With them both now cooked to perfection, let's cut them open and see what they look like inside. So I'll start with the sausage roll. Decent sized sausage by the looks of it, and the pastry certainly feels nice and flaky. Let's now see inside the steak bake. So you can certainly see chunks of beef in there, which is good. And again, the pastry seems really nice and flaky. The kitchen itself certainly now smells like a Greggs bakery. Nothing left to do but give them a try. I'm going to go for the sausage roll first. Well, no surprises. Tastes identical to the one you get in the bakery. The pastry is really nice and flaky. I've never been a fan of the texture of a Greggs sausage roll. The sausage itself is kind of mushy and moussey. However, saying that, it's wonderfully peppery and does have a lot of flavour. The one thing I will add though, because we're eating these straight out of the oven, the pastry is even more flaky than what I remember. Presumably when they batch cook these and leave them in those display cabinets for a while, the pastry has a chance to relax and lose some of that flakiness. But straight out of the oven, in my opinion, it tastes better. Not really much else to say really. If you've ever tried a Greggs sausage roll from the bakery itself, it tastes identical. If you haven't tried a Greggs sausage roll, particularly here in the UK, what's wrong with you? Go do it, it's an institution. Or if you don't have one near you, no excuses now guys, pop down to Iceland and grab a pack. Okay, and on to the steak bake. Again, no surprises at all. Tastes exactly like the one from the bakery. You still get the filling trying to escape from every corner of it. Has nice big thick chunks of beef, all wrapped up in that really nice beefy gravy sauce. Again, the pastry is lovely and flaky, which particularly on the bakes is really impressive because it's got to be strong enough to contain all that sauce while also remaining really light and flaky. No idea how they do it, but tastes really good. Again, in my mind, the pastry does have a better texture, having just come out of the oven. I don't know in the bakery if it sweats a little bit, in the display stand, potentially. I guess you could be lucky enough to catch them coming straight out of the oven, but I suppose when you buy them frozen like this, you don't have that risk. So what's my final thoughts on these two? Well, no doubt they taste really nice. Both of them are packed with flavour. If you've ever tried these from Greggs directly, there'll be no surprises, and you'll be very happy if you do like them from the bakery chain. The steak bake, although the first one did explode, I'll put that down to my error somewhere. So forgetting that, it has a wonderfully beefy flavour, fairly decent sized chunks of beef. The beef sauce gravy really complements it well. The pastry, if anything, on both products are better than the ones you get in the bakery chain. Like I said, as they're fresh out of the oven, they're extra flaky. The sausage roll, it may not look it, but again it has lots of flavour in it. Real nice peppery taste. No difference to the one you'd find in Greggs. I guess the plus point with these is that they're better value than buying the ones cooked from Greggs. They both cost £2.50, you get 2 steak bakes for that, or 4 sausage rolls. Like I said earlier, you could get the sausage rolls for cheaper if you had a Iceland bonus card. That would bring the cost down to £2, which is quite a bit less than if you were to go to the bakery chain itself. However, I don't really get the point of these. After all, they're meant to be a convenience food. You might be out and about in a town, find a Greggs, pop in for a quick snack. I don't really get the idea of actually purchasing these from a supermarket and making them at home, because in doing that you're losing most of the convenience. The steak bake takes 30 minutes to cook, and for a snack that's quite a long time. I guess you could have this as part of a main meal, but then is this going to be better than, say, buying a proper steak pie? I'm not so sure. I could definitely see the benefit of these if you do love a Greggs, or you don't live close to one, but you live near an Iceland. I'd kind of get that. But if you live close to a Greggs, I don't ever see why you'd really want to get these. Like I said, it's a convenience food that you're making a little bit more inconvenient for yourself. But apart from that, I can't deny that these are really tasty. They're better value than if you were to go into the bakery store and buy the same amount. So if you're a die-hard Greggs fan, or you don't have one near you but really want to try them, considering they're exactly the same as what you'd get in the bakery, certainly something that I'd recommend. I really hope you enjoyed this one, guys. The channel is fairly new and I'm always looking for new ideas on what to do, so it'd be a great help if you would consider subscribing, maybe liking the video or even sharing it if you think that anybody else might like it. And also, if you have any ideas, pop them down in the comments. I do read them all and I'd love to know what you think I should do next. All that's left to say is thank you so much for watching, really appreciate your support, and I'll see you in the next one.